Hello, and welcome to Science with Mr. Morgan. In today's episode, we will learn about lab safety. This is going to be a broad overview of lab safety and not the end-all be-all. Lab safety is very important because sometimes you can be working with things that can cause harm to yourself or to others. Lab procedures and equipment may be labeled with different symbols known as safety symbols. These symbols are important because they warn you of specific hazards, so we're going to review some of the common ones. This symbol means that there is a strong magnetic field and you should not have any magnetic objects on or in your body when working in this area. This symbol means that the object you are using is sharp. These objects can be things like scalpels if you're doing a dissection. This symbol means that the surface of something is hot. Things like hot plates can be very hot and not look like it, so symbols like this warn you not to touch the hot surface. This symbol means the substance is a cold hazard. Something like liquid nitrogen may use this safety symbol. This symbol means that it is a corrosive substance. These eat through things, so you don't want to get them on your skin or certain materials. Acids are an example of corrosive substances. This symbol means that it is an electric hazard and that you need to make sure the electricity is off before continuing to work with it or touching it. This symbol means that the material is toxic and you should avoid contact and/or consumption of it. This symbol means that the material is flammable and should be kept away from flames. This symbol means that the substance is a biohazard. Examples of biohazards include blood or other bodily fluids. This symbol means that there is a laser hazard and you should avoid contact with your skin or your eyes to avoid damaging them. This symbol means that there is the potential for radiation exposure and you should take all precautions surrounding that, like wearing a lead vest, for example. This symbol means that the material may be explosive and you should avoid contact with things such as open flames or other reactants that can set it off. Now, besides safety symbols, labs also have rules that you should make sure that you're following, again to avoid harming yourself or others accidentally. Some general lab safety rules are as follows. Wear long sleeves and shoes that completely cover your feet. If your hair is long, tie it back or cover it with a hairnet. Protect your eyes, skin, and clothing by wearing safety goggles, an apron, and gloves. Use hot mitts to handle hot objects. Never work in the lab alone. Never engage in horseplay or fool around in the lab. Never eat or drink in the lab. You don't want to accidentally get something in what you're eating. Never do experiments without your teacher's approval. Always add acid to water, never the other way around because you want to avoid splashing. Take care to avoid knocking over Bunsen burners and keep them away from flammable materials such as paper. Use your hand to fan vapors towards your nose via wafting rather than smelling substances directly. Never point the open end of a test tube towards anyone, including yourself. Clean up any spills immediately or alert your teacher of a spill if you're not sure you should clean it up yourself. Dispose of lab waste according to your teacher's instructions. Wash glassware and containers when you finish your work and counters. Wash your hands with soap and water before leaving the lab. When you are working in the lab and following all lab safety rules, accidents can happen and that is okay. If an accident does happen, alert your teacher right away. Report all accidents, whether or not you think they are serious. Following all of these precautions will help to ensure that you're being the best scientist that you can be. And that brings us to the end of today's lesson. Until next time.